Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakodash, and double honors to my elders and apostles, the great millstone. Peace and sincere blessings to the hopeful elect and the 1/3 scattered across the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings to every brother out there around the world, presenting his body as a living sacrifice. And shalom to the very, very few women out there who submitted themselves to their husbands righteously, but are still learning in silence. Alright? This is the brother Matazah from the GMS Chicago camp. From the GMS Kapatazah camp. And back with another video. And you know, as I was reading in Daniel, the 3rd chapter, you know, Spirit told me to make a quick video about it. And the same way this world how Esau made the majority, basically pretty much the whole world, how he deceived the whole world into bowing down to that image of that Edomite called Jesus. That's basically how in the book of Daniel, how the king Nebuchadnezzar was making them bow down to that gold image and worship that gold image. It's the same thing going on today, how these people worship that image of Jesus. And you know, it ain't no difference. And because there were men who stood stiffly for the Lord, who didn't want to bow down to that image because they believed in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, they were thrown into the furnace. Okay? So what do you think Esau is going to do to us brothers out here declaring the name and out here on the highways and byways preaching the word and declaring the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai and preaching the truth? You know? I'm sure he's got a special furnace set up for us. But we're going to go into that Daniel 3rd chapter so you can relate to it. Daniel 3:10, and I'm just going to read down. Thou, O king, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast in the midst of a fiery furnace. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. So those three, Salaki, I'm going to stop right here. So those 3 men did not want to worship that image because they were true men of the Lord under Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Okay? Verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, it is true. Is this true? He's basically saying, is this true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said unto the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated. And he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace. Then these men were bound in their coats, their horsens, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fury and the burning fiery furnace. So the king Nebuchadnezzar, I'm stopping right here on verse 21. The king, he took all 3 of those men who stood stiffly for Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and he threw them in the furnace, because they were not going to worship that golden image. So let's see what happened when he threw them in the image. Therefore, because the king's, this is verse 22, therefore because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. So the men that threw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego into the furnace, they got burnt themselves. The Lord burnt them instead. Verse 24, then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth, and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. So that story is just so inspiring and such a faith booster, because these men, their faith is just unimaginable. Like that's a faith booster itself. That's a faith booster itself. Verse 27, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was any hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire has passed on them. So that's a very mighty story. I'm going to stop right there. That's a very mighty story. They threw them in, the king threw them into the fire because they would not worship his image, his fake image. They would not worship it, and they stood and kept their faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and he threw them in the furnace, and Not one hair on them was burned. Their skin, the fire didn't even touch them as they were in the furnace. The fire didn't even touch them at all. No smoke was on them or nothing. Okay? And when the king looked, he saw a fourth man. And that fourth man, that was the Lord himself. And that story is just, that story is enough proof to me that, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he's got us. He's not going to forsake us. He's got us. You know, fuck these people, man. Fuck what they believe. Fuck their images. Fuck their idols. You know, fuck their wicked system. You know, fuck everything that they believe in. Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai got us. And ain't nothing going to stop me from believing that. Ain't nothing going to stop me from believing that. I don't need to see Yahweh Bashem Yahushai face to face to know that he's got us protected. Why? Because I can feel it. I can feel it. I see it in the men that are out there in the highways and byways preaching this word. I see the confidence. I see and feel the protection. I don't need to see it. And that's what true faith is. So, hopefully, I know this video is a little long, but hopefully this video has been edifying to somebody out there. And hopefully it's a faith booster as well to any brother out there that may be listening, that may be low in the spirit. Okay? You have to believe that. Speaking to myself first and foremost, you have to believe that the Lord got us all the way. Not halfway, not some of the way. The Lord got us all the way. All the way. And, I mean, if you don't believe in that, then what are you going to believe in? You going to believe in Esau? You going to believe in this white man and his system that he got you? Huh? You going to believe in the slave owner that he got you? The man whose kingdom is ran on wickedness, you going to believe in him? He's already showed you that he don't got you and that he don't give a fuck about you. He's already showed you that. So, with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rukakodash, and double honors to my elders and apostles of the great millstone. Peace and sincere blessings to the hopeful elect and the 1/3 scattered across the 4 corners of the earth. Alright? Peace and blessings to every brother around the world presenting his body as a living sacrifice. And shalom to the very few women who came to their senses and realized this is the truth. And they took themselves and submitted themselves to their husbands righteously, but they're still learning in silence. Shalom.